mate.
Welcome to another edition of Crap Stats and Rubbish Facts. No, me joking. It's the Retro Football Shirt podcast with me, Uche, and him,
Alex Manzi.
Two dudes, two blokes, nerding out over football shirts. What more can you ask for? You know, and this podcast came about because I just kept going to Manzi's, what shirt are you wearing? And then it literally, yeah, it'd be
when we was working together and we'd just end up having conversations about football shirts and going on to classic football shirts and going, oh my God, have you seen this shirt? And then, we just decided to start recording them.
And getting lost in classic football shirts for hours and hours in their like clearance section.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, like.
Or finding like a really good deal and be like, oh my God, Uche, have you seen this? This is your size.
Yeah, you'd always do that. You'd always be like, yo, have you seen this Brazilian shirt? And I'd be like, I wasn't really thinking. Like, it's only 45 quid. You should go buy it in XL. Like, yeah, I know. Yeah, and then I'd get it and stuff. But yeah, so we developed this podcast. Thank you for being here. And then what we do is that, as well as obviously talk about the shirt, we talk about classic players, memorable moments. What else do we do? And
the normal format is we both have a shirt we want to talk about. Yeah. I don't know what Uche wants to talk about. He doesn't know what I want to talk about. Yeah. We bring them to the table. And we have a little discussion and just go from there, really. Yeah,
and we just hopefully you enjoy our discussion and get involved.
Yeah, and if you want to get involved and get in touch with us, you can hit us up on Instagram at retrofootballshirtpod. You can tweet us at retroshirts with an S pod. Or you can send us a really lengthy email at retrofootballshirtpod@gmail.com, much like Pedro, who sent us an email this week.
Pedro!
I mean, to be honest, it's probably one of my favourite emails ever.
I have to agree, definitely.
I'm not going to go into the depths of the email.
Pedro, you are... I can't wait. We can't wait to meet you, actually.
Yeah, legend. He runs his own... blog on football shirts. He's born in North London, Portuguese background, Benfica fan. So he sent us pictures of his favourite Benfica shirts.
Tottenham supporter as well. Oh
yeah, whatever. Forgot that bit. What else was in it? He's asked us loads of questions. He sent us documentary recommendations.
Oh my God.
He sent us a picture of him and Freddie Adu, the legend himself. The Retro Football Shirt podcast player focused legend, Freddie Adu himself.
Incredible. And a funny story as well.
Great story. When he was out in America and Freddie Adu's got chatting to him and his mates and then tried to chat up the girls they were with, and then the girls that they were with wrong numbered Freddie Adu.
Yeah, wrong numbered Freddie Adu. Did they not know who this person was?
Man, legend, football manager legend. Yeah, they missed out. But yeah, he also asked us, what would our favourite kits of all the different brands be of all time? So Adidas, Nike, Umbro, Kappa, Hummel, etc.
I'd say...
Let's start Adidas. Adidas, I would say... do you know what? I'm going to go with the Adidas template, the one that we always talk about, the 3 stripes diagonal over the shoulder across the front of the shirt.
First shirt that comes to mind, the Bayern Munich one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the Bayern Munich, Marseille, Ireland, Liverpool,
that's a great
Arsenal.
one.
There's loads
there's loads of them.
Nike? It's a hard one on Nike, actually.
Nike ones are hard. I'd say... Do
you know what? I'm going to go a bit wild on this. I'm going to say Nigeria World Cup one.
The new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, it's going to go down as an all-time classic.
Yeah, that will go down, absolutely. Or I like the Jordan PSG Nike.
Yeah, I
think that's really lovely as well.
Umbro,
well, for me, I think it's the iconic, the England shirt, the one they wore in New Order, the one that's now like 200 quid to buy, the blue one, which is...
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you know what else? Yeah. I can't remember exactly what year, but it would have been 90s, and it was the Everton kit from last season. They had like the Umbro badge going around the sleeve cuff, which was a throwback to one of their 90s version templates. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what year, but I'd probably put that.
It's actually that shirt, our favourite Parmalat one. That's what Parmalat one had that as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Parmalat. Sorry, the
Penarol.
Yeah, Penarol.
Yeah, Penarol. I'm going to go with that. The Penarol shirt. Look those up. I can't remember the year, but look them up.
Yeah, the home away in the third kit of Umbro.
Or go and listen to our Parmalat special for more detail on those.
Definitely.
Kappa.
Kappa's
a tough one, isn't
Kappa's a tough one.
It's got to be... do you know what? The Italy... 2000 Euro 2000, the slim fit.
The slim fit. Like, you got or you got the, obviously if you're talking for them, skin tight slim fit, you got the Fiorentina ones. Yeah. You know, like, but I like the Kappa, like on the previous episode mentioning the long sleeve training shirt. Which I love.
I think the Kappa training gear was better than the actual.
Definitely.
And especially in like the 90s, early 90s. And then Hummel. I think the only kit that comes to mind for me for Hummel is Real Madrid. Were they were Hummel, weren't they?
I think so.
Andrew? Verify that.
I think so. A couple of Hummel ones.
Denmark. Yes.
I think a couple of Spurs ones when it was the Holston one, the yellow one.
Yeah.
That was Holston. But you know what? He didn't mention Diodora.
And Italy 94. Done. Out.
Italy one. That isn't an absolute. You know what? I'm actually going to search to find out.
Italy 94 away shirt. The white one.
Oh yeah.
That's where it's got the badge in.
Yeah. But that Italy shirt is like, and I think I've messaged someone, or I think I put it on the Insta, like, because we were talking a couple of weeks ago. It was Baggio's the anniversary of the
penalty miss,
which went everywhere. Have you noticed? Like everyone was celebrating. The ball everywhere. But everyone was celebrating on Insta. The 25 years to the day. It was like 25 years to the day. Like Baggio.
Iconic moment though.
It is like. I mean, it's like
World Cup final. One of the best players in the tournament.
Yeah, incredible player.
Hit the bar, missed the penalty, and then Italy lost.
Italy lost.
We'll move on from that.
Yeah. And that shirt didn't have. Well, the player issue never had the Diodora logo on there.
Did it not?
Didn't. Only on the... You see it on the issues that they sold, but you never see the... Which I actually think is quite clever. Like,
that's a good fact.
Like, not... Because I just started noticing going, wait a minute, where's the Diodora logo? The logos are in the shirt, but they're not... There's
on
no,
the
like...
Oh, sick.
Yeah. It's quite like
So, yeah, that's to answer your question, Pedro. That is our favourite Adidas, Nike, Umbro, Kappa, Hummel and Diodora shirts.
Yeah.
It's probably another brand in there that we've missed. But and then we also got a tweet from Nick, who sent us a picture of this amazing Roma shirt, white, and then it had like the orange and red, their sort of main colours, like
training
coming.
Shirt.
No, it was a away kit, I think, coming down from the shoulders and then kind of like crossing over each other across the chest. I'm not sure what year it was because he didn't say, but he said he's tapping out of any other Roma shirts after finding that one.
Oh, wow.
It's like the best find he's ever.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty sick shirt.
And I remember he obviously put all the Benfica ones in there as well.
Yeah, and he sent us the Benfica pictures.
Yeah,
so
actually, you know what? I've never seen those ones before.
No, they were cool.
They were really cool.
So yeah, like I said, if you do want to get in contact with us, details as above. Or check the description of the podcast wherever you're listening or watching, and you can find out where to contact us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got.
So we're gonna do some shirts because you've got a very funny and a very amazing story, which I actually do tell the story to quite a lot.
I think I've told it before on here, but I can't actually remember because I tell it all the time.
So we're gonna do like some of our favourite shirts or shirt, that we currently own.
Yeah, so I've got Nigeria 2001 home shirt number 10 with man like JJ Okocha on the back.
Brilliant shirt.
Legend. So funny story behind this shirt is growing up, me and my best mate Joe in school were obsessed with JJ Okocha. Joe's Nigerian, which was probably the reason why we were obsessed with him, but also because he was a fantastic player and we couldn't believe that he signed for Bolton. So when he was at Bolton, we used to get totally obsessed. And obviously this is around the time, do you remember when like Soccer AM was like really popular and they were equally as obsessed with JJ Okocha, and every week he'd basically be on like...
I never had Sky, but I knew Soccer AM was really popular.
He'd be on the skill... What was the skill... what did they used to call it? The skill boat or what? No, Showboat. He used to be on the Showboat every week. And we were just obsessed, right? So we used to like try and do the tricks in football training and like all this sort of... And we both played centre back, so it was like we weren't ever doing them in a match. So fast forward a few more years and Joe's 30th is coming up and he's decided to do a Nigerian like Niger knees up theme for his birthday, right? And he kind of sorted it out that everyone got to wear like patterned like Yoruba kind of style clothing, so he'd like arrange t-shirts or trousers for everyone and everyone had to send their size and
It's amazing.
And I thought for a really good present for him I would buy him a Nigeria shirt with a Okocha on the back. So I searched on eBay, and the idea was that once I got him the shirt at midnight, when we sang Happy Birthday, I'd present him with the shirt. So I've managed to find this shirt. I can't remember how much I paid for it in the end, but I paid quite a lot of money for it. And so this I'll just describe it. So this shirt it's like lime green, isn't it? It's quite a bright green for a Nigeria shirt. It's pretty much not as bright as the recent World Cup shirt, but it's definitely like a very bright lime green. Then it's got like the white under the arms and down the sides. It's got the the red Super Eagles badge on the chest, white Nike logo, and the lettering's white, green collar, and it's got that little like white kind of V-neck detail. So I found this one, I thought perfect, like lovely shirt. JJ Okocha in his prime as well, like wicked shirt. I'm gonna buy it. Bought it for him. It arrived at my house. As soon as I opened it, I just thought to myself, I can't give him this. This shirt's too nice, man. I can't be giving this away. I thought, I was like, nah, I have to. I was like, oh, no, I can't. As I was like battling with it in my head. In the end, I decided I couldn't give it to him because it's just too nice a shirt. But it still made an appearance at his 30th. So at midnight, when we sang happy birthday, I was DJing. And before he came out to us to do this happy birthday, I ran inside, changed my African, Yoruba patterned shirt to this Nigeria shirt, and we stood behind the DJ decks. And he was like, "Oh my God, sick shirt!" And then I showed it had Okocha on the back, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm buzzing." He was like, "Oh," and then we sang happy birthday. So we had like a really good moment. And then I think at the end of the night, I finally broke it to him that I actually bought this for him, but I couldn't. I couldn't give it to him.
Oh, what was his reaction?
He was just like, "Oh man," I was like, "Sorry, man, it's too nice. It's too nice. I couldn't let it go."
Great present though.
So that's why I wanted to highlight the shirt, because it's got such a good story behind it, and one of my favourite players. And
you could take a picture and give it to him. But like,
yeah, exactly. I'll frame it. And a picture of me and frame it. But I've got like, I very rarely wear this shirt. I've worn it. I've worn it at Joe's 30th. I've worn it once when I was doing a World Cup shirt. A shirt every day during the World Cup last year, and I wore it to the England-Nigeria friendly last year before the World Cup, because we sat in the Nigeria end. So only 3 times I've worn it.
And what was it? And
every time I wear it, I got such a good reaction, particularly from Nigerians when they see there's a Okocha on the back. People start shouting, Okocha!
It is frigging. I mean, it's weird.
And then people start to assume that I'm Nigerian as well. I'm like. Clearly not.
Yeah, clearly not. Oh, you never know. You could have been born. Could have been. I know some white people have been born in Nigeria.
Yeah. Born there. Yeah.
It's funny with this shirt, because this shirt actually missed me by when it was around, because I had bought a couple of shirts beforehand, and it was really weird. Nigeria had this whole relationship. Adidas, then it was Nike, then it was Adidas. They always kept fleeting.
Yeah,
obviously money, like mercenaries. I mean, sorry, I didn't really say that, but it's like, show us the money, and so it was always. So I've got all the new ones from last World Cup, but I've got like from back in the day, I've got an Adidas one. Sometimes I can't even remember what the years they are. I've got the one which is the V-neck one that Nike did in an away one.
Yeah, I remember that.
And but what's funny is the fact that I think what threw me off back in the day was the colour, because it was always a darker colour.
Yeah.
It's like dark colour. So when this is obviously not as the lime one is proper lime now. Oh, well, there's been other versions that have been really lime, and I'm like, why have they done it really lime? Like, that's not the Nigerian colours. But yeah, this is just right. Really, and actually, that print, this is a brilliant print.
Yeah.
And I think this is a print that also that PSG had.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
For like, and it, and I'm trying to find this. It's
it's
proven tricky.
What's funny about this shirt is that when I was looking for it, there were so many different Okocha Nigeria shirts.
Okay.
Like Adidas ones, other Nike ones, the bright ones. This was the only one that really stuck out to me.
Yeah.
And that's why I ended up getting this one.
I love the lettering.
Just everything. I don't know. It's just love it. I mean, it's got a few bobbles on it. It's not like mint condition, but it's definitely my top 2 favourite shirts. Yeah. Man. It's such a good. Whenever I just pull it out, I just smile.
Wow, it's literally
it's
like, and you don't wear it that much.
Nah.
Wow.
Nah, I'm too scared.
Yeah.
It's too bright. I did get coffee patronal down it at my mate's 30th, and he managed to get it out.
Wow.
I was gutted. I was like, oh my God, it's going to be stained. But
the Nigeria badge and the way it's on is funny, because it's just the fact that it's like...
Yeah, it's like stuck on.
It's like literally stuck on. Like, probably reinforced with some serious stitching. But but now with the new shirts, they say Football Association, but they say Abuja, which is like that's the capital city, where back in the day it used to be Lagos, and the eagle is the old eagle. Yeah. Now it's a different logo, but it's an absolutely phenomenal shirt. And yeah, I'm not surprised you get it. Like, especially now, because when you wear it out, you're probably going to get more people asking you questions about it.
Yeah.
It's probably something, again, because you don't really see it that much.
And
even
you
when
don't see a lot of Okocha shirts.
You don't really see Okocha shirts. So it's but what someone started to slyly do is they're starting to now people are starting to retro classic football shirts.
You got to be careful.
And you got to be careful. And like, so when you're buying it, be really careful. Be really look around before like you purchase it. Because I've now started to see people with the same logo, the same, you know, like. But there's certain things you can tell when it's not authentic.
That's why I don't mind if there's a few bobbles or pulls on it, because then I'm like, okay, this is an old one.
Yeah, definitely.
I can verify this is an old one. No one would have made a fake new or replicated new one and then bobbled it up. Yeah. Unless you're, you know, really kind of.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah. So yeah, man, that's the story behind the shirt.
Sick. So you know, I've got this kind of like thing over like training shirts. When I was growing up, I didn't really think about training shirts like when I was, you know, because you don't really see training shirts on the telly. You see the full kit, you know. And I'm sure
I do love your like obsession with training shirts.
I don't know why. I think it's because it's because I remember speaking to Doug about it from Classic, and he was like, he was kind of in agreement with me. He was like going, yeah, we've had loads of people kind of requesting training shirts, so we've had to up our research, wow. Like in that, and I think because of the fact that some of the training shirts are more bolder than the actual kit, you know, and they've done certain things which, you know, like. Just you wouldn't never see on the full strip. So this particular training shirt it's actually the first training shirt I ever bought, like, and I only bought it about maybe 2 years ago. And growing up in my household, Nigerian household, the football, you know, we didn't have Sky, didn't have Sky B, you know, didn't have cable, but obviously BBC, Channel 4 and Channel 4 Football Italia, Galazzo, Jane Richardson, you know, like it was all the Italian football highlights on a Saturday, and then on the Sunday it was like the big live match, you know, Peter Brackley commentating, RIP, you know, like, well, I should say, like, you know, hosting, and then you had co-commentators like Joe Jordan, Paul Elliott, Ray Wilkinson, Luther Blizzett. And when I was watching those shows, I got really close to certain teams, and the teams that I liked, one was Sampdoria, the other one was Parma, and the other one was AC Milan. They were the three teams I always looked out for because I just loved watching them play, you know, like really iconic, you know, in my personal opinion, you know, in that era. But AC Milan is definitely a club that I love, and I've been trying to find this shirt, not the training shirt, but I've been trying to find the kit of that season between 92, 93 and 93, 94, which is the Motta one, and Lotto. Like, but I can't find it. Well,
didn't I send you one recently?
No, well,
was it a Motta one? I'm sure it was recently. I sent you one.
No, I don't think you did. Like, well, it's funny because when you then ask the person, it's really weird with like shirts, because when you get like, when you ask for the sizing, because sometimes they can be sized up. Those shirts back in the day can be sized up wrong.
Like, I've got a large Parma shirt, which is definitely more like an XXL.
So sometimes you buy an XL and it's actually an XXL, or you buy an XL and it's really like a large. But I found this, which is the AC Milan training shirt. Like, I think it's 93, 94.
Oh, mate!
Like, and I saw it like on eBay, and I just fell in love with it straight away. And actually, what the funny thing is, I saw it on a random, like, digging into eBay, and then I lost the link, and then I had to re-find it in it. You know, when you go to history browser, I had to re-find it. But it wasn't expensive. So it was like only like, I think it was like 50 quid. Like, and I've never worn it yet because I don't know why I haven't worn it yet. I think I'm waiting for it to.
It's like bleach white.
Yeah,
that's why.
It's bleach white, Motta, classic Motta right across. The AC Milan star, and and then obviously below it is the badge, but it's like not sewn in; it's actually in the shirt. Lotto in big on the right, and then on the shoulder you've got Lotto across, like going down the sleeve, and then the back is even blinding her because you've got Lotto on the back and you've got Motta written across. Mate. And it's just, I saw it, and just from a design point of view, for me, I'm like, that is an absolutely quality shirt. And actually, they didn't just do one in white; they did one in red and white, which is actually kind of hard as well. Like, I've seen it on Classic, someone's selling it in a medium, but I'm trying to search for that in an XL, but it's going to take me ages.
Do you know what, this? I can actually imagine that this looks so good on you as well.
Oh God, like just I've worn
the white and the red.
The white and the red, because I don't really wear that much. Well, I don't really have a lot of things. I don't really wear that much white anyway. A little bit, but not with white and red together. But yeah, I just it's just a beautiful shirt, and it's got the Lotto AC Milan, like, you know, it's got the authentication of like, you know, it being Italian, and it's like, I just saw it and I was like, yeah, that's mine, you know, like, I just love it, like, and I haven't really worn it that much. I think I've worn it inside, but I've never worn it out.
I've literally never seen this before.
Yeah, I haven't seen it before. I was literally like, I've only ever seen it in, like, again, I do searches on training shirts, like, you know, so I think one of the reasons why I love this shirt is because I know on a previous episode we were talking to Nick Bright about, you know, sponsorship, but Motta is such an iconic, it's just an iconic sponsor. Like, you know, they were a bakery in Italy, or like, you know, and so they sponsored, you know, Milan for like, what, I think it was like 4 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Lotto. And also when I was growing up, I always wanted to either wear, like, I had friends who had bought Diodora shirts or Diodora boots, and I couldn't, they were so expensive, and Lotto. So I was like, so for me, it was kind of like, you know, both hand in hand, Lotto, Diodora, Motta, like, yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's all white, Motta across in red.
I love the sleeves.
Yeah, the sleeves
so good.
really,
the Lotto
really,
logo going
Lotto
down, in like a red.
Yeah.
There's like a red stripe and then the white and black Lotto logo sitting in it.
Yeah.
So nice.
So nice. And then just at the back, just the Lotto, the branding of Lotto and the branding of Motta. I don't think people wouldn't, if I was designing a t-shirt, I'd design it like this.
Yeah.
Like, I would have something very iconic of this, because, you know, I just love it. And I wanted to kind of like, wax lyrical about it and express it, like, just really. And I try, again, it's like, again, XLs, I'm obviously a big guy, so I don't really have a lot to play with, especially in terms of old stuff. So, or sometimes they're really expensive, and obviously when you're on under a budget, and I'm trying to not to, like, I don't want to be spending 200 quid on a retro shirt. Well, some people might, unless you can afford it, but I think that's for me.
How much did you get this for?
This was 50 quid.
That's a bargain.
50 quid.
That is a bargain.
Just literally 50 quid, man. Just like, you know, so I think if you dig, if you dig, I saw there is a thing is I want to get the red one, so it's all red, but it's literally the same thing, but but it's the red shirt with white.
That is
Like,
nice.
so like, and that's why, you know, and again, I love Milan, love Parma, love Sampdoria, and I've got a slowly building collection of training shirts, retro training shirts.
Be up there in your top.
Yeah, this is like number one.
Yeah,
like number one. Yeah. I've got another one I've just got recently. I've got this kit, which I think is a training shirt, which is from this Argentina club, which I'd never even heard of before. Like, I literally, so, you know, earlier at the beginning we were talking about like Adidas, Nike.
Yeah.
So I've started to do searches on Penalty.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah. So Penalty of like they're a Brazilian kit company, but they obviously did they did the early Brazil shirts. They did a lot of Argentina, but they pretty much did all of the Argentina club shirts and all the Brazilian club shirts, and like probably Colombia and Chile and things like that. Kind of, you know, they were big in South America, but you don't really get a lot of them here. So it's kind of like, I've got one or two now of like Penalty stuff.
Have you?
Yeah. So I'm trying to not go for the obvious. Like, I'm trying to do what Reece did. Yeah. You know, not go for like, I'm going to go for like Ajax or whatever. I'm going to start searching for like kits that are quite. I think what inspired me was because of the Penarol when we did the Penarol thing.
I need to find a Penarol shirt.
Well, that Penarol shirt is actually on Classic.
Is it?
Yeah, in XL, which I should really, really get it, but it's like, it's 80 quid.
Oh, that's nothing, mate. For that shirt.
It's that for that shirt. It's like, but it's that shirt.
I'll give you the.
But that shirt is very powerful. When you wear that shirt is like,
mate.
That's a power. And then I saw the black one of it, but it's got loads of like bubbles in XL. Like, you know, like loads of like pulls. Like, it's too much. I was a bit like.
They got to be hard to find.
Yeah, like, so. But I've got this is a little cheeky one actually. But I did a search where I can actually find someone to buy it on that website.
Can you?
Yeah, you can pay someone to actually do it for
you,
and then they send it over. You just give them a little fee. I'm definitely going to do that. So I'm going to do those searches on that particular eBay of Brazil,
mate.
But yeah, I think it was I mean, I could go in about like what happened in that year, but this was the year. So during this period, this is where, you know, matey manager was managing, as in Capello.
That's the unbeaten season.
That was the unbeaten season. When they beat Barcelona 4-0 in the Champions League.
We've covered that before.
Yeah, we covered that before. Sam Maldini.
Yeah.
You know, Desai,
mate.
et cetera.
What a team.
Yeah.
Mate, this is Mate, imagine Maldini in this training shirt.
But that's the reason why I think Italians have done. That's why I think this is why we do the podcast, because I think personally, I kind of would say the country that did the best shirts, I say Italy, and obviously UK, but I think Italy did some of the best shirts.
I think, do you know what?
And I'd love to find out who actually was the designer who actually did this. I think
it's almost like this is almost like a fashion.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like it's a training shirt.
It's a training shirt,
but it's a fashion thing. Because again, imagine Maldini in this shirt.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. I think
Maldini and Nesta. Like.
Yeah, that's the thing I think they've done. They've done that whole thing. Just imagine the back four all wearing this, like, and obviously they're doing their press run, and they're all wearing it, all walking out wearing that. It says a statement in itself. We're gonna win before even like the shirt's even incredible.
Oh, mate, I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for bringing that in.
No worries, man.
I'm gonna go and search for one. Nah, I can't wear AC Milan. It's not. I can't.
Oh really?
Can't do it.
Because like
So I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it. As much as like Juve, AC Milan. Yeah. I just can't do it.
So what? So you're Parma?
Yeah.
Just Parma on its own.
Yeah. The only other thing I own is a Sampdoria rain jacket.
Yeah.
Because my uncle's Sampdoria fan, so I kind of tell myself that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Fiorentina's like the other team that's closest.
See, it's really weird because the only Italian shirts I'll wear, this is going to sound really, really like, is Samp, Parma, and AC.
Yeah.
There's the only clubs I affiliated with. I don't know why. I just think when I was like literally like that. Remember that opening montage of Football Italia? It's like you got all the players, they got the Baggio name, and you got Gascoigne in there, and then you see all the shirts. But like for me, I just love me and my brother when we were watching those shows. I don't know. We just fell in love with Samp, and we fell in love with like, you know, I've only got one Samp training shirt so far, but I'm trying to find like a Samp, and I nearly bought a Samp shirt, but that's another long story, like a proper ERG, like, which would have been the cheapest thing I've ever bought, but like I've kind of just slipped and just forgot about it, and I should have bought it. But but I always when I'm always searching on like for football shirts, the first three shirts I'll always go Parma, AC Milan, like and Samp. Nice. For the terms of Italian football.
Yeah.
Always.
Sick. I like that.
In Excel.
Yeah, it has to be Excel, yeah. So yeah, I think it's now time for the
yes, oh my God, forgot.
Player focus.
Player focus.
I'm not going to do a full jingle.
Yeah.
Strike until we get a jingle made.
Yes.
Producer Andrew.
I completely forgot we were doing player focus. I would have shut the fuck up earlier.
No, it's cool. So basically, I wanted to do this player focus for another episode. Yeah. For a particular reason, I won't tell you why, because it would have just worked well with the episode. But I just thought it's a sick one to do. So see if you can get it right. So this player was nicknamed Baixinho, or Shorty, for his small frame at 5'5". Brazilian.
Yeah. We talking.
He's a World Cup '94 winner. He won the Golden Ball and FIFA Player of the Year all in that year as well. No, it wasn't him that did that. Oh, he was in the celebration though. In the baby swinging celebration. Romario.
Have we not done Romario?
No.
We haven't done Romario.
So yeah, man, like.
Oh yeah,
what a player.
But the baby celebration was with him.
He was in it. He was in it doing it. Yeah.
Him, Bebeto. Is that right? Yeah, Bebeto.
Yeah, it was Bebeto's baby. I think.
Yeah.
And Romario just joined in.
Yeah.
So yeah, mate. This, I mean.
Classic celebration.
Oh, classic celebration. And like this is a guy like his career.
Romario's career is crazy.
Yeah, mad. This is why it's so interesting.
Romario's career is.
And I'm so impatient. I was like, no, I have to do this.
Yeah.
So his career started at Vasco. He then
Vasco da Gama.
And then he moved to PSV. Then Barcelona.
And that PSV shirt that he wears is incredible.
Yeah, before then hopping between 3 teams in Rio, Flamengo, Vasco again, and Fluminense. He's just like, he spent the last part of his career just going between
teams. It's crazy. And all iconic teams.
Yeah, he really made his name at PSV. Like you said, the amazing kit of that year. But
I think it was Adidas,
165 goals in 167 games. Mental. That's like Ronaldo... Cristiano Ronaldo type stats, Messi stats.
That's incredible.
And he won, while he was there, they won the league 3 times in the 5 seasons he was there.
Scoring goals for fun.
Which is then obviously why. Where'd you go after you've been scoring goals for fun at PSV? You go to Barcelona.
Literally.
So, 93, joined Barca, became part of Cruyff's legendary dream team. Rightly so. He won Liga in his first season. He scored 30 goals in 33 matches.
Flipping heck.
And he was teamed up with another previous player focus hero, Stoichkov.
Stoichkov.
Yeah. him and Stoichkov.
Well, this shirt was the shirt that they lost. Well,
yeah. So he would have been in that.
He was definitely in that.
Yeah, he would have been in that.
He was in that losing Barcelona team.
Which is, I didn't know that. So
Yeah,
that's
perfect timing. Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, it's just like, you know, you've got to think there's so many people who have spoken well about Romario. Cruyff was called him a genius of the goal area, as well as the greatest player he's ever coached. Gus Hiddink said if he saw that I was a bit more nervous than usual ahead of a big game, he'd come to me and he'd say, "Take it easy, coach. I'm going to score a goal and we're going to win." And what's incredible is that 8 out of the 10 times he told me that, he really did score. He really did win. Ronaldo said Romario is the most decisive player who I played with. He was a great goal scorer, finisher, skillful, opportunist. I think I learnt all of that from him. Maldini said Romario is just incredible in the penalty area, because he was known for, like, if he got the ball in the penalty area, wherever he was, it was basically a goal. Henry said that Ronaldo, together with Romario and George Weah, reinvented the centre forward position. They were the first to kind of drop off, you know, out of the penalty box, pick up the ball in midfield, switch flanks, all that sort of stuff.
Definitely, that's I think one of the reasons why, you know, you love players like that, because you would just be like, what is he? He's going. He's there.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he's a striker. He's not even meant to be there.
Yeah.
Like,
he was a complete live wire as well,
Yeah.
like on the pitch, off the pitch,
Yeah.
and it's like that's what made him so great, was that you didn't know where he was going to be,
Yeah.
but if he did get the ball in that area, like, it was
Yeah.
game over. Like,
Yeah.
forget it. Like, even if you're the best defender in the world, it's like,
Yeah.
just admit he's going to score. And he's one of the few, this is quite funny actually. He's one of the few players to pass 1,000 goals scored allegedly, because this is debated as apparently,
is that the world record or something?
no, there's only a few players who have passed 1,000 goals. I think Pele's one of them.
Wow.
There's like a couple of others.
Wow.
But this is debated because apparently his team counted goals in friendlies and youth football. So the number, according to FIFA, is more like 770. Okay. But he's still going off of 1,000. So we'll go with Romario, right? And it's noted that he's the second most prolific goal scorer in history of football, according to the RSSSF archive, which is the Rec Sport Soccer Statistics Foundation, which I randomly stumbled across, and it puts him above Pele on the list, and behind Joseph Bican, who I've never heard of, who was a Czech-Austrian player from the 30s and 40s. Wow. Who apparently is the greatest goal scorer of all time. But yeah, he's fourth highest goal scorer in the Brazilian national team. He scored 55 and 70. And again, like I said, he's a bit of a live wire off the pitch. He's known for his hot temper. Yeah. He got in a lot of trouble. He once got a 5-match suspension for punching Diego Simeone during the game. Imagine someone punching Simeone. Like, why would you do that? Yeah. But he got a 5-match suspension. When he was at Flamengo, he kicked an opposition player in the chest in retaliation to a punch that was thrown at his teammate. And whilst he was at Fluminense, he attacked a fan that threw 6 live chickens at him during the training session. But yeah, he was just amazing. Like, and apparently when he was a kid, he was so convinced he was going to become a star. He didn't just practice his football skills, he also practiced his signature over and over again. He just knew he was going to be like an amazing player. But he's just like one of those players. I don't know. When I think of Romario, I just think like, wow.
I think he must have been quite cocky as a player, because whenever you see him on the pitch, the first thing that I always think of, he's quite a proud guy. Yeah. Chest up, like quite bold up, and would run with that vigor. Yeah. If you know, like, so
a bit like he reminded me a bit of like
not
just similar, but like Maradona in that kind of that presence. Yeah, that,
definitely had a presence when he got on the
that
pitch.
Like belief in himself.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah. I just think like it's just one of those.
Was he left-footed? Was he left-footed or right-footed?
I'm actually not sure. I think he was right. I'm not sure. I wouldn't quote me on that. Probably crap that rubbish stat. Yeah. No, just because of the fact that his goal ratio was just incredible. Yeah. Like, he literally was like, but, you know, very like... But he was literally like, you know, get the ball in the bottom. And he's one of those players where like, he'd drop his shoulder right and then he'd go left, and then he'd like, next thing he'd like be going the other way. And he just didn't know what was happening. And then the ball was in the net and you'd just be like, what?
I think outside of like, I think when I first ever saw him play was when, not even obviously, not for PSV, but it was literally when he joined that Barcelona and became an absolute worldwide superstar. Because it was first thing I always was like, after Pele, it was like, Romario, what's it with these Brazilians that just their surnames, just Romario and Romario, and then obviously the World Cup, and then and you know, I think he wore the number 11 shirt. I think it might have been, like, you know, so it's he's a legend.
He's a legend that he doesn't often get remembered that often. Yeah, and that's why I wanted to do a play focus, because he's like, you think Pele, you know, Maradona, all these players, Cruyff,
Yeah.
But you forget like players like Romario. Like I mean, his goal scoring record alone was just insane.
I've forgotten the player. I think I might have said it on a previous pod. The Brazilian when he went back to Vasco or Fluminense or one of them, and he played or Flamengo and he played with another Brazilian and they literally hated each other. They hated each other like you wouldn't believe, like, and they still hate each other to this day.
Yeah, it was.
But I can't.
I'm gonna have to do some live research.
Yeah,
I did actually.
I think he went to Flamengo, or was it? Yeah, it's really like I can't remember. Yes, Edmundo.
Yeah.
Thank you, producer Andrew.
Producer Andrew with it.
Yeah, Edmundo. Like, yeah.
Yeah, they played. It was at Vasco. They played together and they
hate each other.
Yeah.
Like he did something really dark to him. Like something happened either on the pitch or something outside, and they had a falling. But they had an incredible partnership apparently when they did. Play each other.
But apparently they were both like incredible players, weren't they?
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, some people felt that Edmundo should have played more in Europe because obviously, but he obviously probably was like, nah, I want to play more in Brazil.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out
Romario, man.
We salute you.
Salute.
Join our player focus club. We should actually really now get a board and start putting up
true,
like, at least pictures of them.
Yeah,
or something.
That's true. That'd be amazing actually. Just imagine like the camera would pan round and it's like the board of all the like little kind of figures.
Do you know what would be sick?
Like little pictures.
I always come up with these ideas. We could either get the Panini stickers or...
How much do you mean I always come up with these ideas?
No, but I always come up with random ideas of like what we can do for the player focus. Or we can get like little Sabutio players to represent each one.
Oh,
like,
okay.
in a different like strip.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, in a different strip. Imagine like...
so if someone wants to give us some budget for that, then...
The retro football shirt strip,
Yeah. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, like little RFS.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for this week.
Yeah, man. This week, I hope that you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, I did. I think 2 great shirts.
2 great shirts.
Player.
Yeah, great player.
Great training shirt from Uche.
And great Nigeria. I'm trying to find that Nigeria shirt.
I like how you've gone Italian and I've gone Nigerian. That's so funny.
I know. So
I just realised.
Italian! Like,
that's so funny.
Yeah, man. It's well funny.
But yeah, look, guys, thanks for listening. If you do want to get in contact with us, you can get us on Instagram at retrofootballshirtpod. You can hit us up on Twitter, retroshirtspod. Or if you want to send us something really long and lengthy like Pedro did, you can email us retrofootballshirtpod@gmail.com. Don't be shy. We love it when you guys get in contact.
Yeah, definitely.
And we love it when you share your shirts with us, your stories with us, and all of that stuff. And don't forget, if you are listening, hit subscribe, leave us a review, and yeah, we will catch you for the next one.
Yes, man.